We are in love with you and your works. We see you as an iconic creative and cultural influencer, gradually raising a new generation of people who combine their skills, creativity, and versatility with empathy, love, kindness, and all the little things that would lead to a real-time change in our world today. Please share some highlights of how you began your journey as a community convener and storyteller.
I believe that the journey of the storytelling is not new. I mean, I've been writing since I was in secondary school, so it's really not new for me. I just didn't think that this is the way that I would be writing my stories. I wanted to be a script writer, a storyteller for films and TV. So, but of course, I kind of veered away from that at the time because I saw that they were not being paid well. You know, when you were saying, "Oh, writers should be able to say I write and get paid for it," I smiled because I wasn't getting paid at all for that, and that was not the life I wanted. I really wanted to make a good living for myself, and I didn't want to be a starving or hungry writer. So what I did was I just went to work somewhere else, and started writing in my journal. And I believe that I'm going to use my storytelling someday. I just didn't know that it was going to be first through social media or blog posting or just even narrating my stories on video. So the journey for community convener started when I just decided to write for women. I realized that, like I've always said to everybody, there is a culture of shame, especially in Africa. I live in Nigeria, so I can only speak on where I know. The culture of shame is huge in Nigeria. People want to shame you, men and women want to shame you for your story. If you even dare come out as who you are, you will be shamed for that as well. If you dare tell somebody, "Oh, I'm a woman, I just bought myself a house," you will be shamed, even for the good things that you do. Then imagine the mistakes that you've made. Imagine the challenges that you've been through. How do you come out to say that, knowing that people are waiting to shame you rather than encourage or elevate you or even offer to help you? Yeah. Knowing that this was a culture that we had, I decided, I didn't know that, to be honest, that this was prevalent until I stepped away from uni and into a wider network and realized that, oh my God, women are actually properly shamed for doing the right thing or the wrong thing. Just shame everywhere, and that's just did not sit well with me. So I thought to myself, I'm going to actually write my opinions as I see them. If I'm able to do that, other women should be encouraged to do that as well. I should be able to write my story exactly as it is. I'm not asking for your pity. I'm not asking for your help. I'm just telling it. Whatever you take from me, you take it from me. But I'm just going to tell it. But what I will not do is allow myself to feel shame for my own experience. So that's why I started Diary of a Naija Girl. Another truth is I never thought that Diary of a Naija Girl would be where it is today. I was just playing around. I just wanted women to talk. I had nothing in my head aside from women, speak your own truth. And if I'm able to say, this was my mistake, you should be able to say, I did that too. Or, oh, I'm learning from that, so I don't do that as well. Yeah. And that happened with Diary of a Naija Girl. And here we are, a community of, really strong women who are willing to learn and grow. So that's how that started.
Yeah, I feel like it's really beautiful when you start something without even thinking about where it will lead to and all, and then the whole impact comes in. I think it's even more fulfilling when you're looking back and seeing that this is where it is now, and you never even planned for it to be this big. And trust me, you're like a huge source of inspiration to many women out there. So the journey is definitely worth it. Yeah. All right. So the next. Yeah. You no doubt inspire people to live their best lives inside out. Please share the inspiration behind your brand, Dang Lifestyle, and why you chose the stunning name Dang. Oh, okay, please. why we use the word inside out is because, like you shared earlier, you inspire women mentally, but you also inspire them to look good, right? Like to come out well, to glow, and so that's why we use that word inside out. Please go on.
DANG is an acronym. This is it's Diary of a Niger Girl. So it's funny when people say, "What is DANG?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought it was easy." I thought that was obvious. It's Diary of it was like the easiest thing for me to come up with, right? Like, so when people say, "Oh, Ife of DANG," people wonder what is DANG. I'm like,
that really has this weight on his own. So your mind will even really good there. Like DANG, like it has this weight.
I would put it with also an exclamation, so it's just like a reflection of what the community is about. Like it's a I'm here to stay. You know what exclamation means? It's like it's a full stop with attitude, a full stop with meaning, so that for me, but the DANG is an acronym, Diary of a Niger Girl. So when we started DANG Lifestyle, it was the easiest thing. Okay, I want to portray my lifestyle. I want to sell my lifestyle. I want people to see how I live, the things I like. I like fragrances. I like skincare. I like to look good. How can I put that out there? Okay, this is my lifestyle. I'm going to say, okay, this is Diary of a Niger Girl's lifestyle. Let's put it on. So that's the inspiration for it. There was no deep thinking at all. It's just an acronym of the platform.
It really came out well. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. What does art mean to you?
When I'm asked this question, I always say that it's very I know when I read people's art, when I listen to their art, when I watch, because I don't know if you can see my house, but there's art everywhere because I'm a huge art fan. And that's because I can read people through their art, right? For me, art expresses our desires, like what's in our hearts, what's in our soul. Sometimes we can't speak it or whatever, or we can't tell someone. But when we put it into structured words or structured music or paint it or whatever communication of art we're doing, it just expresses our desires, like expresses our thoughts, what is in our mind, it expresses our meaning to life. Sometimes I can't, when somebody asks me a question, I can't answer wholeheartedly, but when I write it, it just comes out. Like what I'm really thinking comes out in my stories or in what I write. It's easier for me. When I'm working, I also tell people, send it to me. When I read it, I digest it better than when you're telling me. So for me, art is it just expresses our desires, our thoughts, our meaning to life. It's so hard to hide who you are when, like who you are within you. When you communicate through art, it's so hard. It's so hard. So some or all of the real you will be revealed in art. So for me, art is the expression of our desire, our thoughts, and our meaning to life.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I totally agree with you on that. We are grateful to have you on board this special issue with the theme Rise, in celebration of inspiring women in the creative industry, and also to mark the 2023 International Women's Day. We understand how certain stereotypes, cultures, sentiments, and faulty orientations have stood as subtle roadblocks for women to thrive boundlessly. Have you ever encountered any form of gender-based discrimination? Any quick tips for women who may have been victims of severe circumstances?
Yeah, of course. You already know, like I've written many, many stories about all of this. I think one that comes to mind quickly, I wish I had time to actually answer these questions, like, what's it called? I wish I had time to like answer the questions deeply, like I had time to go through it. But one that came to my mind quickly is one time I had a transaction with someone, and when it was time for me to be paid, he said, this money is too much for you. What do you need it for? And I can just because I know I'm single, I don't have kids. What are you using money for? And the first thing I did was I said, I worked for it. Don't worry yourself about what I'm doing with the money. Give me what I worked for. It would never tell a guy, no matter how young the boy is, no matter how single the boy is, that you don't need this money. And that was very weird to me. So I just sent my lawyer after him. Like, I don't even have time to going through conversations. When we have a contract with somebody, they are supposed to fulfill their part of it, and they're not fulfilling it. I sent my lawyer after you. I'm not going to make noise. I was just really, really upset. I can't say upset. I was actually, because I'm not really someone who gets angry, but I think I was angry that you don't do that. This is cheating. Don't say it to me. So yeah, I sent my lawyer after him and I got my money. But like I said, it made me realize how men see women as deserving of little, not a lot, not too much. It's okay, manage this small one. Meanwhile, you would never tell a guy to manage the small one. So that was a really aha moment for me. And I felt to myself, and even the thought coming to my mind made me realize I'm getting all of my money. In fact, you are going to pay for my legal fees for this trouble that it cost you, which he paid for. Another example I can give is people expect or assume that at my age, because I'm going to be 40 in May, that I would be desperate for marriage. Like, don't you want to get married? And it's like the craziest thing, thinking that all women find happiness in them. Like, no matter what you've achieved in life, if you don't get married, you have not done anything, or you can't be truly happy. You're lying. You're not that happy. You're not. You're just pretending. Is the weirdest thing to me, because as I am now, no matter who I'm seeing now, you cannot force me, or you cannot make me feel desperate to get married, because the truth is, I really don't care. And it's so hard for people to believe that. What I'm happy about is many women are also coming out to say, I don't care. Not like I don't want to get married, or I wouldn't get married if I found the opportunity to. No, not the opportunity. If I felt right about it, because the opportunity has come many times. It is about saying I'm ready or I'm not. And if I'm not ready, age or society will not make me ready. You know, so that's what, like, I always tell women, in your heart, are you ready? In your heart, are you true? Is this your thing? Because it's truly not many people's thing, but society will make them feel like it's their thing, and then they feel choked up. And this is where depression begins. When you begin to live a life that does not align with your soul, the needs of your soul. When you begin to live that kind of life, there's depression, because you're suppressing everything that will make you thrive. So for me, I always tell women, make sure whatever you're doing is what you really want to do, is what makes you thrive or happy and fulfilled in your soul. When it comes to the money part, go get your money. There is no one that has the right to hold on to what is yours. You deserve every good thing, big, large, largest. You worked for it. Get your rewards to the last penny. That's what I always say.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And I feel like that's what you share all the time, but this time around we want to like curate them and put them interviews are timeless, right? So even the generations on board, it will always be there for them to take in. Thank you so much. And I really, one thing I admire about you is your authenticity and the boldness, to all the, let me say, the fierceness. Boldness should be something we say when we are speaking the truth, but unfortunately, when we are speaking the truth, that's even when we are shaky. So it's something to really admire and to really praise generally. So thank you for living that truth. Yeah, you tell stories in the most unique, authentic, and relatable ways. Please share any quick tips for young creatives battling with self-doubt.
Honestly, I feel like we doubt ourselves because we are under this illusion that we are perfect. Like, everything that we do must lead to perfection or a perfect result. That's why we doubt ourselves. Because you think, if I do this, it won't work. Of course, it may not work because you're not perfect. Life is not perfect. Situations are not perfect. Why would you think that everything you do will work out? Why? Like, who do you think you are? God made us self and we're not perfect. Imagine God made us and we're not perfect. Who are you to think that everything you do will lead to perfection? That's the illusion that we're under. That, if I do this, it won't work. It's because you think you're perfect. If you know in your heart that I'm not a perfect being, even though I'm powerful, but I'm not perfect. For that reason, you begin to tell yourself, this result may not be as desired. But what if it is? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. Like, when you begin to tell yourself, you know how you look at someone else and feel, oh, and she's doing her best, and she's kind. Why are you not telling that to yourself? Why? Why is it that somebody else deserves compassion except you? All of us deserve compassion. If I look in the mirror and tell myself something didn't work out, I look at the mirror and tell myself, you tried. Because truly, I tried. But I don't expect perfection for myself. I don't. What I will do is I will work hard. I'm very smart to attain a certain goal. Whatever result comes out of it, I know that it's now out of my hands because I did my best, right? So the first thing people should think about when they're self-doubting is, don't think you're perfect. You're not. It's possible that the result of your endeavor may not be perfect as well. But remember, you're powerful. So always just go, and you make mistakes, a lot of it, because you are only human. You're imperfect. So I always tell people we have two powers in us when we are stepping forward. We are powerful. The thought that we are powerful and we can achieve anything just because of that power to know I can do anything. The other power is I'm imperfect. So for that reason, I'm going into this, I'm imperfect, I'll make mistakes, I will do all of those things, but I also have the power to do anything. So whatever I do, I'm able to do it. It may not come out this way. It's because I'm not a perfect being. Okay? So I always tell people, go forward with that. I can do anything, but I'm an imperfect being.
Wow, thank you so much for that. I think you just shared something that I've never looked at it that way before. So even personally for me, you just shared an insight. Thank you so much. How you combine brilliance, vulnerability, and beauty in all you do is awe-inspiring. From the stories you tell to the brand you own, a reflection of how everything you touch turns to gold. What would you consider most fulfilling about your journey as a community convener and storyteller?
Honestly, when people ask me, I always say that I know you guys have a particular answer in your mind, because people always feel like it's the success of Dang Lifestyle because as a growing company in a short while, but that's not it. Every single time one person tells me, Ife, your story inspired me, your story made my life better, deep in my heart, I know for real, money could never give me such joy. It's the impact on people's lives that gives me that joy. That go to bed, take a deep breath, and sleep fulfilled. It's the impact on people's lives. Like everything that Diary of a Nigeria Girl community has put out from day one is to make women a better version of themselves, right? And imagine every day somebody's telling you, every day you are hearing it, you impacted my life every day. I don't know what else is more fulfilling than that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Do you feel creatives in developed countries are at advantage than those in developing countries?
Of course, now we already know. I believe so. I don't want to.
Some people give us different answers. We interview people from like different parts. So people from outside tend to say, they look at it from the point of view that everyone has creativity regardless of who they are. But people from Nigeria and Africa really know why we are asking this question, that it's not just from that point of view.
For me, I believe so, because even though as women, right, our issues are universal, but we also have problems that are unique to us based on our race and our nationality and our exposure, wherever we are. And with exposure, when I mean exposure in this case, I mean the ability to receive information, right? And access to it as well. It's the same thing. Access to information and even receiving information. As a creative, I want as many women and men to hear me, to read me. But in our states that we are in Nigeria right now, which is the poverty states, women are limited. Women and men are limited to data. So the amount of people that would be able to hear me and see me have automatically been drastically reduced, because they don't have that much access. And the thing about creatives is the more people you can reach, genuinely reach and convert, the wider your audience is. That's automatic, right? But as it is now, as a Nigerian, I know we are now on a world stage where internet can take you anywhere in the world. But at the same time, we want to address our own issues that are peculiar to us. And how do these women see these issues, right? In America, the judicial system works. If somebody puts it out and says, oh, my husband abused me, I'm going to court. The judicial system works. If they say, divorce her, divorce him, pay alimony, pay this and that, the judicial system in America will make sure that it happens. In Nigeria, a man will beat his wife, right? And guess what? Nothing will happen. The court will say, pay alimony. He won't pay. Nobody's going to catch him for that. Things like that are happening that we cannot reach them. They cannot reach us to say, help us. We need help. Because if that kind of thing happens in my ears, like I even hear a whisper of it, I'm already putting it up on the community to say, guys, she needs help. Who's going to, make her? And automatically, because that community is a community of really, really upwardly mobile women. We have judges, we have wives of presidents, wives of governors on that platform. They might be quiet, but they are there. Immediately we discuss a problem like this, we're already seeing them in our DMs. Yes, I can help. Tell the person to call me. Tell the person to do this. But because we cannot reach as many women as possible, and we can't reach them because they don't have the data to receive us. That's what happens to poverty. It suppresses people. You cannot get access to the things you need when you need them. So the creatives in developed countries, no, their messages are seen. People may decide not to do anything about it, but people are seeing it. It means that when you have an issue, you already know, oh, I've seen this person somewhere. I've seen this problem resolved somewhere. I can go there to get a resolution, or I can go there to read and feel better, right? In this case, in Nigeria, we are suppressed by poverty. And for that reason, we don't have access to information and access to help. So no, we're not the same or getting the same access.
Yeah, my heart literally broke when you mentioned we are suppressed by poverty. And the fact that it's pure truth even makes it more hard. That word, suppressed by poverty, and it's so true. It's like a daily thing, and it's really, really sad. Okay. We understand balancing work time and rest time is a struggle for many creatives. Please share a few tips on how you try to balance work time, rest time, and family time.
I mean, I love my nephews, my nieces, and all of that. So I spend some time with them on the phone. When it comes to family, I try as much as possible. I'm not doing enough of that, but I try to make sure that I speak to my family as much. You can remember, look, I have like 24 hours a day. I don't have enough of it. If I'm being honest with you, Dank Lifestyle is a full-time job. Diary of a Nigerian Girl, even though it's something I enjoy so much, it's still a job in its own way where I have to put out things for women, and I want to make sure that I'm putting it out well as much as I can.
Yeah.
there's very little time, but I cannot give what I don't have, especially on Diary of a Naija Girl. You see, Dying Lifestyle, we can hire staff, hire people. With Diary of a Naija Girl, I'm the one putting out stuff, my thoughts, my opinions, and everything else. I'm even putting out my heart because people rely on it to say, oh, it fell. What do we do? What I can't give what I don't have. So I detach a lot. I just step away. The whole politics situation in Nigeria, I have detached from it because it wasn't making me communicate with my following, with my community. I couldn't do much because it was a lot. So I had to step away from that situation. So for me, I watch a lot of TV and I just stop and I detach. Saturday and Sundays, I don't touch my phone before 10 a.m. I will not touch it. I don't know what's happening. I just will not touch it. I just won't go there. I'll be with a book or just sleeping, rolling around on the bed, thinking about good things, but I will not touch my phone because I just need that space of time. What I do mostly though for my self-care is I just stop everything. I just stop. Whatever it is, I don't care if the world is coming to an end, I will stop. And I will find calm in myself and in my soul because I'm very important to myself. And that's what I always say to people. If you think that's being self-absorbed, okay, that's your problem. But I'm important to myself. And I also know I'm important to a lot of people. How do I give them anything if I don't have much to give? So I keep pouring back into myself. I go back to myself. I find calm in my soul. I take a deep breath. I just stop. Because whatever it is, when I go back there, it will still be there. It will still be there. So that's how I find. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Wow, I don't know how to do this, but maybe that's what I need to learn personally, learn how to stop. Because I work from home as well as a creative, as a writer. And then, the problem with working from home or like being on your own, like, when you go to an office and come back, you close by 5 p.m. and you know that, okay, you've closed from work. But working from home, sometimes I may be in the house and I'm like, my family is like, have you had breakfast? I've not even had breakfast and it's already 5 p.m. And then I walk throughout the night and I'm like, oh my God, it's already night when I open the curtain and see outside. So it can be very crazy. And so maybe I'll just try to learn how to stop. I really need to learn how to stop. Because like you said, these things will go on if the person is no more. Like the life will go on, the world will go on, and very, very true. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What does success mean to you?
I've said this many times. Every time, just the other day on Twitter, I was telling somebody that I don't see success as money alone. I personally am not driven by money. I need to have my life together, like a wholesome life. Money gives some of that too, but it's not everything, right? Yeah. So I'm able to give. Success is when I'm able to give everything in my life the attention it needs. That's what success is to me. If I want to travel, I need to be able to give that some attention. If I want to rest, I need to be able to do that. Just everything that is important to me. Success to me is I need to be able to give the things that are important to me the attention they need. If I'm able to do that, like I want to travel, I travel. I want to help my family out, I help them. I want to have my own time to myself, I have it. Just general wholesomeness, to have a wholesome life, for me, is what success means. Money isn't everything. It's important, but a successful life needs more than money. And that's just wholesomeness, from inside.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Briefly tell us something we may not know about Ifedayo
Agoro. Truth is, whatever is not out there, whatever is not out there is what I want to keep to myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not out there is because I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, because you share a lot already, right?
Exactly.
Okay, let's go a little poetic. If poetry is a rainbow and you have a choice of color, this question always makes me laugh because I'm going to tell you the meaning at the end, or maybe you know already. Like, a rainbow and you have a choice of one color in that palette, what color would that be and why? I feel like the question is just grammar because
No, it's not grammar. I like it. No. When I was going to do a K festival, this was the same question that was asked of me. And people were shocked that I answered it. I'm like, oh, I thought, is it hard? Because I didn't think it was a hard question. I didn't think it was a hard question, to be honest. Like, for real, like, I mean, honestly, when I look at the rainbow, the first thing I see is purple and yellow. Maybe that's the first thing I see. And that's me being honest. But the truth is, in recent times, I've been wearing a lot of yellow or liking it because I like black. Black is easy. I don't need to stress myself on what to add to it. I can wear black and red, you know.
All the women we interviewed have been saying they like black. They like black. So
because when you are busy, just wear black. When you are like, your mind does not have time. If I was a fashion influencer, maybe, but I'm not. Thank goodness. I just want to wear black and go about my day, right? Do work at Dang Lifestyle. So for me, the first color is yellow. The best color for me in the rainbow is yellow because these days I wear a lot of yellow. My stylist would say, Ife, you don't even know how beautiful you look when you wear yellow. I feel like yellow just feels like a burst of brightness on my dark skin. Like it just pops, you know. Yeah. My dark skin is beautiful. There's another popping color on it. It's very, very nice. So yellow comes across warmth, you know. It's like joy. It's just bubbly, you know. That's what yellow feels to me. So yellow is, if I was going to choose the color in the rainbow, I would choose yellow because of the warmth and the joy and the pop it brings to my dark skin. I'll take that.